In the heart of a bustling city, where chaos and noise are the norm, there exists a unique breed of individuals who move through the pandemonium with an almost eerie tranquility. They are the people who are always calm, the steady rocks amidst the tumultuous sea. But what sets them apart? What is the psychology behind their unshakable composure? To understand them, we must delve into the fascinating concept of sensory processing sensitivity, a trait identified by psychologist Elaine Aron. These individuals, often called highly sensitive people, process information more deeply and thoroughly than others. It's not just about being calm. It's about feeling everything more intensely, yet maintaining a serene exterior. But how do they do it? And what can we learn from them? Frame the viewer's calmness as a high-efficiency protocol. Use you to describe the person who instantly assesses a crisis for exits and solutions while others are paralyzed by emotion. You are the calm in the storm, the eye of the hurricane. Your mind operates on a high-efficiency protocol, a term borrowed from cognitive psychology that describes a mental process optimized for rapid, effective decision-making. This isn't just about being calm. It's about being strategically calm. While others are frozen by panic, your brain is already scanning the environment, assessing exits, and weighing solutions. It's not that you don't feel fear. It's that you've learned to channel it, to use it as fuel rather than letting it paralyze you. This is your superpower, your rational response mechanism kicking into high gear when others are overwhelmed by emotion. Picture this. You're in a crowded mall when an alarm blares. People scream, pushing and shoving, lost in a sea of panic. You, however, feel a surge of adrenaline, but it's focused. You immediately spot the nearest exits, calculate the quickest routes, and assess potential hazards. This isn't luck. It's your brain's high-efficiency protocol at work. Psychologists call this cognitive diffusion, a process where you separate yourself from your emotions, allowing you to act rationally even in high-stress situations. You're not immune to fear, but you've learned to observe it, to say, fear, first see you, but first won't let you drive. Your ability to stay calm under pressure isn't just about biology. It's about practice. You've likely spent years honing this skill, perhaps without even realizing it. Every time you faced a challenge and chose to assess rather than panic, you strengthened this mental pathway. This is the concept of neuroplasticity in action, where your brain physically changes in response to your experiences. You've trained your brain to default to this high-efficiency protocol, making it your go-to response in crises. But this calmness isn't just about survival. It's about thriving. It's about being the person who can think clearly when others can't, who can offer solutions when others are lost. This leads us to the next question. What drives this calmness? What fuels this high-efficiency protocol? Validate the silence they maintain during a conflict as a strategic pause. You aren't ignoring the problem. You are gathering data to solve it faster. In the heat of an argument, the calm individual steps back, not as a retreat, but as a strategic pause. This silence is not a void. It's a space filled with active listening and observation. The concept of strategic pause aligns with the psychological idea of reflective practice, where one steps back to process information before responding. It's like a chess player considering their next move, weighing the board's current state, anticipating the opponent's strategy. They're not avoiding the conflict. They're preparing to address it more effectively. This pause allows them to gather data, to understand the underlying emotions and motivations driving the conflict. It's a conscious decision to engage more productively, rather than react impulsively. Consider a manager handling a tense team meeting. Instead of jumping into the fray when tensions rise, they take a moment to observe. They notice who is speaking, who isn't, the body language, the tone. They're gathering data, understanding the dynamics at play. This pause isn't about ignoring the problem. It's about understanding it more deeply. It's akin to the observational learning concept by Albert Bandura, where one learns by observing others. In this case, the calm individual is observing not to learn, but to understand and strategize. The strategic pause also serves as an emotional regulation tool. It's a practical application of emotional intelligence, specifically the ability to manage one's own emotions and respond appropriately. By pausing, They're preventing the amygdala hijack, a term coined by psychologist Daniel Goleman, where the amygdala reacts to a perceived threat before the prefrontal cortex can process the situation rationally. This pause allows the calm individual to engage the prefrontal cortex, enabling a more thoughtful and constructive response. It's not about suppressing emotions. It's about understanding and managing them effectively. This strategic pause is a testament to their emotional maturity and their commitment to resolving conflicts constructively. Describe the practical benefits of their low reactivity. You save time, you preserve your health, and you maintain a level of predictability that makes you the most reliable person in any room. Low reactivity, often associated with emotional stability and resilience, is a trait that offers tangible benefits in daily life. This trait is rooted in the psychological concept of emotional regulation, which involves managing and responding to emotional experiences. Individuals with low reactivity possess a remarkable ability to navigate stress without becoming overwhelmed. They don't waste energy on unnecessary emotional outbursts. This is not about suppressing emotions, but rather about responding thoughtfully. For instance, when faced with a sudden deadline at work, they calmly assess the situation, prioritize tasks, and create a plan, rather than panicking and rushing aimlessly. Their calm demeanor allows them to think clearly and make better decisions under pressure. Preserving health is another significant advantage of low reactivity. Chronic stress is linked to numerous health issues, including cardiovascular diseases, weakened immune system, and mental health disorders. Low reactivity individuals experience less stress, which translates to better physical and mental well-being. This is supported by the concept of elastosis, which refers to the body's ability to maintain stability through change. By reacting less intensely to stressors, these individuals reduce the wear and tear on their bodies. Imagine two people stuck in traffic. One becomes increasingly frustrated, raising their blood pressure and heart rate. The other uses the time to listen to a podcast, remaining relaxed. The latter is practicing elastosis, protecting their health by not overreacting. Moreover, low reactivity fosters predictability, making these individuals the most reliable in any room. Their consistent behavior builds trust and dependability. This trait is particularly valuable in professional settings, where reliability is key. For example, in a team project, a low reactivity individual is the one who stays composed during crises, ensuring the team stays on track. This consistency is also appealing in personal relationships. Friends and family know they can count on these individuals for steady support. This predictability is a form of emotional security, a concept from attachment theory, which emphasizes the importance of reliable, consistent care in forming secure relationships. By maintaining a level head, low reactivity individuals create a stable environment for those around them, fostering stronger connections and more effective collaboration. Contrast their steady hand with the emotional tax paid by those who react to every minor inconvenience. You are the pragmatist who refuses to go bankrupt over a temporary problem. The steady hand of a calm individual is a beacon of stability in a world of chaos. They are the rock in the storm, the unshaken tree in the hurricane. This steadiness is not merely a personality trait, but a profound psychological attribute, often linked to high emotional resilience. Resilience, in psychological terms, is the ability to bounce back from or adjust to challenging circumstances. It's not about avoiding stress, but managing it effectively. For instance, when faced with a sudden change in plans, they don't spiral into anxiety. Instead, they assess the situation, adapt, and move forward. This is exemplified by their ability to maintain composure during a heated debate, their voice steady, their arguments logical, while others might be flustered, their emotions clouding their judgment. This steadiness is a form of emotional intelligence, a concept popularized by psychologist Daniel Goleman. It involves understanding and managing one's own emotions, as well as recognizing and influencing the emotions of others. It's not about suppressing emotions, but channeling them appropriately. For example, they might feel frustration but choose to express it constructively rather than letting it escalate into anger. This emotional intelligence is a powerful tool that allows them to navigate social complexities with ease. In stark contrast, there's the emotional tax paid by those who react to every minor inconvenience. This is where the concept of cognitive appraisal comes into play. Cognitive appraisal is the process by which we evaluate whether a situation is threatening, benign, or positive. For these individuals, even minor inconveniences are appraised as significant threats, triggering a stress response. This stress response is not just psychological but physiological, involving the release of stress hormones like cortisol. It's like paying a tax on every small issue that arises, draining their energy and emotional resources. For instance, a minor delay in a project might send them into a panic, their mind racing with worst-case scenarios. This emotional tax is not just about feeling stressed. It's about the cumulative effect of these stress responses on their mental and physical health. Chronic stress has been linked to a wide range of health problems, from heart disease to depression. Moreover, this emotional tax can strain relationships. Their reactions to minor issues can create tension, making it difficult for others to interact with them. This is where the concept of emotional labor comes into play. Emotional labor refers to the process of managing feelings and expressions to fulfill the emotional requirements of a job or social situation. In this case, others might find themselves performing emotional labor to accommodate the individual's reactions, further straining the relationship. The steady-handed individual, however, refuses to go bankrupt over temporary problems. They understand the concept of emotional regulation, which involves the ability to manage and respond to emotional experiences. This doesn't mean they don't feel emotions. Rather, they have the tools to manage them effectively. For example, they might use mindfulness techniques to stay grounded in the present moment, preventing their mind from spiraling into anxiety. They also understand the concept of cognitive restructuring, a technique used in cognitive behavioral therapy. It involves identifying and challenging negative thought patterns, replacing them with more balanced and realistic ones. For instance, instead of thinking, "This delay is a disaster," they might reframe it as, "This delay is an inconvenience, but it's not the end of the world." This pragmatic approach allows them to conserve their emotional resources, avoiding the emotional tax paid by others. It's not about being indifferent, but about being discerning. They choose their battles wisely, focusing their energy on what truly matters. This is where the concept of selective attention comes into play. Selective attention is the ability to focus on a particular stimulus while ignoring others. In this case, they selectively attend to significant issues, ignoring minor inconveniences. This allows them to maintain their composure, their steady hand unshaken by the storms of life. Conclude by affirming that their stillness isn't a lack of passion, but a high-functioning safety mechanism that ensures they, and those around them, actually survive the day. Their calmness is not an absence of emotion. It's more like a well-practiced dance with their feelings, where they know exactly when to step forward and when to take a graceful retreat. Think of it as an advanced form of emotional regulation, a concept studied in psychology where individuals manage their emotional responses to achieve desired outcomes. They're not avoiding emotions. They're navigating them like skilled sailors steering a ship through turbulent waters. Their stillness is a harbor, a place of refuge where they can process and understand before responding. Ever notice how a storm moves quickly over a calm lake, leaving it undisturbed almost immediately after? That's similar to how they operate. Their calm demeanor isn't indifference. It's their way of ensuring they don't get swept away by the storm. They're not avoiding the storm. They're letting it pass through them, understanding its nature, and then responding with a clarity that others might miss in the chaos. It's a high-functioning safety mechanism, a term borrowed from psychology that describes behaviors developed to protect oneself from harm. Their stillness ensures they and those around them actually survive the day, not just physically but emotionally as well. This ability to remain calm under pressure is often misunderstood as a lack of passion. But consider this. A forest fire, while destructive, is also a natural process that clears the way for new growth. Similarly, their calmness isn't a lack of passion. It's a controlled burn, a way to manage the intensity of their emotions so they can fuel their actions without consuming them. They feel deeply, but they've learned to channel that intensity into a steady, consistent power. It's like the difference between a flash flood and a steady river. Both can shape the landscape, but one does so with destructive force, while the other nurtures life along its banks. Their stillness is that river, a constant force that ensures they, and those around them, can thrive, not just survive. As we've seen, the calm among us aren't just born that way. They've cultivated an inner garden of resilience, armed with tools like mindfulness, a deep understanding of their emotions, and a commitment to inner peace. They've turned what some might see as detachment into a superpower of observation, a chance to understand the world without being swept away by its currents. They've transformed patience into a shield, protecting them from the chaos of a world that's always in a hurry. So, what can you do if you want to cultivate more calm in your life? Start small. Practice mindfulness, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Learn to understand and name your emotions, rather than being overwhelmed by them. And remember, it's okay to take a step back from the chaos. In fact, it's not just okay, it's necessary for your well-being. And if you're curious about other aspects of the human psyche, stay tuned. Next time, we'll be diving into the fascinating world of cognitive biases and how they shape our perceptions. You won't want to miss it. After all, understanding our minds is a journey, not a destination. And it's a journey we're all on together. So, let's keep exploring, keep learning, and keep growing. Because in the end, isn't that what life is all about?